This week on UND Insider Weekly, baseball is well underway and so far had kind of a bumpy start, but UND still finds themselves second in conference play. Even though Mother Nature is having trouble letting go of winter, spring football practices have started. The panel will talk about what they've seen, and also players will talk about the status of the team. And men's hockey has advanced to their 20th Frozen Four after two masterful regional game performances. The panel will break down the regional games and preview the upcoming Frozen Four, which starts Thursday against Minnesota. Assistant Coach Dane Jackson will be here in the Coach's Corner to cover it all this week on UND Insider Weekly. Welcome to UND Insider Weekly. The band back together again. Tom Miller, Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald, Paul Ralston from UND Athletics, and I'm Tim Hennessy. And we're going to talk some baseball, first of all, gentlemen. And UND's baseball team coming off a weekend at Creighton where, word has it, they could have won 2 out of 3 of those games, although not picking up victories. But pretty good start for the baseball squad, Tom, huh?
Yeah, I think, the struggles they've had have come in non-conference play, and they've had success against some conference schools that are notoriously pretty good baseball schools, and right now they're playing a lot of schools that are having an opportunity to play outside some places all year round, so they're at a little bit of a disadvantage as they begin the season. Winning 3 against Northern Colorado at a home game in Bismarck was a good way to get off on the right foot. Took 2 or 3 from Utah Valley, which is a pretty notoriously good baseball school, so as long as they keep it rolling in conference play, their non-conference record isn't going to matter a whole lot coming into the year.
And I think also, Tim, what's kind of interesting about this team is that I don't think Andrew Thome or Alex Twenge has hit their stride yet. As that pitching staff has kind of found ways to get it done, and it's been other guys that have really kind of carried the torch for them. But they have some other arms. Those guys that I just previously mentioned, are kind of supposed to be the aces on this staff, and they haven't quite been to that point yet, and I just feel it's a matter of time. And so when those guys get going, this team might be at another level yet here as we go deeper into conference play.
Jeff Campbell with a 3.41 ERA, playing pretty well for them already.
Yeah, I think his choice to come to UND because they'd let him pitch and play in the field so he could hit probably was good for him, and some other schools probably wondering why they didn't allow him to do that as well.
4 home runs, and he's an inning eater on the mound. He's done a lot of good things for that team right now.
Ryan Reese is off to a good start hitting the baseball. This is a team made mostly of the guys who are contributing for the most part are juniors and seniors, and I think that bodes well for in their play in the WAC conference, don't you think?
I think Ryan Reese is a kid who battled injuries all year last year, and he's getting a chance to kind of go full go at it this year. And he came as a transfer, but he was only a sophomore last year, so he's got 2 more years for that program, and he's hitting about 350 right now, so it's a good sign.
UND football team out in Memorial Stadium, spring practices, whole new coaching staff, 68 players I think out to start things. How things been going there?
Well, it's it's been a little chilly, but at least they've been out there. I couldn't say the same sometimes at this time of the year. But the new staff, there's a lot of different energy out there. I think some very energetic young coaches. I think Bubba's put together, and right now they're really breaking it down all the way to the basics. And they're going to get an influx of players come fall, and this group is going to have their shot to kind of earn some trust and show their abilities to the coaching staff. 'Cause they're going to bring in 35 some guys next year.
Well, I think the interesting thing is they've all said they're going to run the football. The emphasis on running the football. You got to have somebody run it, don't you? Isn't that the first order of business here?
That's certainly for Coach Schweigert, he has mentioned time and time again that that's going to be the emphasis. Is that running back currently on the roster? Good question, and maybe they'll find something. This staff will see something differently in the group of running backs that's currently there. I do have a feeling that they're going to be out looking for that type of big sky back out there, in the coming months and probably going into next year. And maybe that doesn't happen going into next season. But is he currently on the roster? I guess we'll find that out as spring ball goes. But you've heard Coach Schweigert mention we're going to go bigger. We're going to go 2 tight end sets. But you just need the running back to go with it.
So what's a big sky back? Is that guy go out and catch passes or what? I think they want a more Big Ten back, don't they?
No, you see, the interesting thing about the Big Sky Conference in the last couple of years, from what I've seen, the schools that are having success, as much as the ball gets thrown around in this league, it's the teams that have these solid running backs that are difficult to tackle, the run-through tackles, that kind of put them over the top of other teams in the conference. Northern Arizona is a perfect example with Bauman. He was just a prototypical, probably very close to going to a bigger school, but he has all those skill sets. Like, he's very difficult to tackle in space, and he's a little bit bigger, with broader shoulders, big thighs. That's probably that type of back that they're looking for.
We'll talk more football as we go along here, but first let's recap the NCAA regional tournament, the Midwest regional tournament in Cincinnati, where North Dakota defeated top seed Wisconsin in the opening game 5-2, closer than that. And then the double overtime win over Ferris State. And Brad, I think it was just emblematic of this team that Steph Patton and Connor Gorder scored the only goals of the win over Ferris State. Let's go with the Wisconsin game, though. Yeah. First of all, one of North Dakota's better efforts of the year, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. And that's a Wisconsin team that I think their fans have been pointing to for about 3 years out, saying this is our year. And they were a really veteran team. They had 9 seniors. 2 of those guys have already turned pro. 2 of the non-seniors and signed. So that was a stacked Wisconsin team that they beat. And really, the second half of the game, they kind of took over, UND did, and had the majority of the chances. And I guess when you have the puck in the offensive zone as much as UND did, sometimes a thing like a shot goes off a guy's rib cage and in the net, and that's what happened for the game winner.
Not easy to hit Mark McMillan's rib cage either.
No.
As skinny as he is.
No. Right place at the right time, though, for him. He was going to the net and creating traffic, and that's what happens.
Then he played a Ferris State team that won the WCHA this year. They came in as the number 2 seed, I think only because they lost to Minnesota State Mankato in their playoffs. But then you're going against another Hobie Baker finalist goaltender and C.J. Mott, as you'd already beaten Joel Rumpel the night before. And Ferris State was a good hockey team.
Yeah.
In fact, you may even say North Dakota fortunate to come away with a victory in that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that later on, that might have been one of the best teams we've seen all year, UND play. They were just solid all around. They blocked a ton of shots. They didn't make anything easy. But, UND did their best to keep the shots from the outside. Zane Goffberg was terrific, and in the end, like you said, Steph Patton and Connor Gorder are the guys that send UND to the Frozen Four, just as the coaching staff planned when they committed those guys 3 years ago, I'm sure.
North Dakota deserved to get a win like that, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
They had to turn around on them the other way a lot of times, that's for sure.
They've had a lot of things go, a lot of breaks go against them in the NCAA tournament in the last 8 or 9 years. And in 10 years, go back to the Parisi team against Denver. They've had a lot of breaks go against them, so maybe for once they're coming back their way.
So Midwest Regional Championship for UND, and on to the Frozen Four against Minnesota in the opening or the second semifinal game after Union and BC square off in Philadelphia. Give me some thoughts on that one, you guys, on North Dakota and Minnesota renewing their old rivalry, and been a lot of talk about that. Let's talk about the teams themselves.
Well, just touching on, I'll respectfully disagree with head coach John Lucier. He's an excellent coach of that program, but for saying that the rivalry ever needed any time to cool down, that was the most illogical statement I've ever possibly heard. And again, I'll respectfully disagree, but it's great to see those two teams matching up at some point of the season. It seems like it would have been wrong not to, and it works out this way, and I'm just excited as a general fan to observe. You can talk about the matchups, but from what I hear, this is kind of a Minnesota team that they've been looking at as having a lot of talent coming in, and it seems to have all come together for them. Am I right in hearing that, correct, Brad?
Lots of young players on their team, but I know this is a recruiting class that probably 2 years ago they were saying, wait till we get these guys on campus, and they've been very good for them. They do have Will Cox in goal, who's another Hobie Baker finalist. That's 3 in 3 games for UND, and a very skilled team.
To me, the scary thing a little bit about Minnesota is a lot of times they've had these young teams like this that are very skilled and very good, and they'll get off to a lightning start. They go 10-0 in their first 10 games, and around January, early February, they start to sag just a little. This team never sagged.
No, they didn't. That's been the impressive part. They ended up winning their conference regular season title. They did lose in the tournament, but it sure seems that they bounced back, because we saw St. Cloud a few times, and that's a pretty good team. And Minnesota took it to them in the regional final.
Give us your key, Tom, to North Dakota winning the game.
I think they're just going to have to get secondary scoring from guys like they did against Ferris. Guys like Connor Gorder and Steph Patton need to be producing a few points here and there, and if they get some contributions from those third, fourth liners, that's going to be big.
Thursday night in Philadelphia. And coming up here, there's still a lot of coverage left as men's hockey assistant coach Dane Jackson joins us in the Coach's Corner. That's coming up next.
The great thing about snowboarding is the adventure. All day long, you're finding different ways of doing different things, and it's never the same. I don't mind snowboarding alone, but if you've got your friends up there on the mountain and you guys can all cruise down together, it's a really, really fun time. Snowboarding has been really fun and really rewarding for me, and I want it to be fun and rewarding for my customers as well. I'm Lindsay McKinstry, and I'm one of the snowboard experts at Shields.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
You're different today than yesterday. Yet, you're still a college hockey fan. Proud of national titles. Riveted with stories about the early days. Proud of the school's first big stage appearance. Excited knowing you compete among the game's elite. And recalling the recent reign over college hockey's best. The puck has dropped, and the NCHC has arrived. It's time. Get in the game.
Cities Area Transit. We go where you go.
Did you know that riding the city bus is free for UND and Northland students?
I ride the bus so I don't have to find a parking spot, and then I'm always within an easy walking distance to all of my classes.
I'm going green, so I ride my bike everywhere. But when the weather turns bad, I take the bus. And why not? It's free.
Cities Area Transit. Enjoy the ride.
Life is busy, but many professionals are finding ways to advance their career with a Master's in Business Administration at the University of North Dakota. Students attend UND online and on campus. The program is nationally recognized and emphasizes one-on-one with faculty. Find the title you deserve. Enroll today.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win. But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Burger King, where taste is king, Grand Forks Cities Area Transit, and the Ground Round.
Thursday, UND will take on a familiar opponent as they meet Minnesota in the 20th trip to the NCAA Frozen Four for UND. Men's hockey assistant coach Dane Jackson is with us in the Coach's Corner. Jax, congratulations, first of all, on you guys putting together a squad, make it this far, huh?
Yeah, thanks. We're excited about the opportunity.
Excited about the opportunity. That's coach speak, right? All the way up and down right there. Come on, give us something juicy on Minnesota.
Well, it's even more exciting playing them. You know, obviously with that just adds a little, it's the cherry on top, I think, getting to play against them. It's always been a great rivalry, and what a stage to get to renew the rivalry.
How good are they?
I think they're very good. They skate extremely well. Kind of like, I think like a lot of their teams, they skate well, extremely skilled. I think I've noticed over the last few years, it seems like they're even better with their structure and hard to play against. They've really got a good two-way game. So they got the high-end ability, but they're really, they've done a good job in nailing down their systems and being good defensively too.
Yeah, what I noticed is the past few years they have had some offense, but they've given up a lot defensively. These last maybe 2 years, they haven't really given up much defensively, and they've helped out their goaltender maybe a little more. How do you guys generate offense against that team?
Yeah, I think teams that are well coached and just solid like that, there's no real magic to it. You're not going to get many outnumbered chances or open looks. You have to get traffic to the net. You know, we've created a lot this year by involving our defensemen on the cycle. You know, getting those guys active, whether it be jumping in off the offensive blue line or getting some switches going and just trying to get pucks to the net. All those guys are good at getting pucks through, and we're really impressing on our forwards to have one guy standing on the heels on the paint, as we say, and have guys around there and just whipping pucks and getting traffic and chaos. You know, when you have good, solid defensive teams with real good goaltending, that's what you have to do.
You played the underdog role a little bit, and it was because you're a number 4 seed going in. They're the number 1 seed overall in the tournament. But realistically, you guys have 25 wins. They have 27 wins. So, I mean, you belong in this game for sure.
Yeah, we definitely think so. You know, yeah, they've put together a better full season. I think you know, we've been just as good as them in the second half of the year. Our record says so. Anyways, I guess we'll see. But yeah, we feel confident we've become a real top team with pretty consistent play in the second half, and we've nailed down a lot of things and figured some things out that were some weaknesses for us early on, and now we're playing good hockey. So it's a one-game shot, and with 2 good teams, and I guess kind of whoever competes harder and executes and does a great job on special teams and has good goaltending is going to win the game.
Well, that would be the next question, be on Zane Gothberg. When you have a goaltender back there playing as well as he's playing, maybe as good or better than anybody else in the country, that's a great basis to start from it.
Yeah, no question. You know, he's been really good for us. You know, probably since even just, you know, he had maybe a few tough starts at the beginning and then really kind of nailed down his play. So that's a huge confidence boost. You know, our defensive core has been solid and we've been playing pretty good team defense. So that's where it starts. You know, when you get into play against highly skilled teams, that's what you have to have.
I know that you saw Connor Gorder play in Cooley region and helped recruit him. Did you call up?
Jackson's recruit.
It was. Did you call up Coach Haxtell and say, Coach, I found the guy that's going to send us to the Frozen Four?
No,
that
not
was
exactly like that. No. I was actually in Bismarck. I went to go watch a different player, and this Gorder kid kept kind of showing up. I kept ticking his name when he made good solid plays, but I'm like, you know, he's not that big. He doesn't skate that great. You know, he's kind of an easy guy to discount. But you know, I didn't really act upon it right away. But then when we had you know, lost a player later on, you know, he was a guy that came in, and he didn't have the greatest start with us, but. He's a good one, boy. I got a little quick side story about him. About he hadn't played much at all in his first probably 15 games. He played 1 game, and then I ran into his dad somewhere along the way, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good. And his dad just came up and said, hey, Dane, Connor loves it here. Appreciate the opportunity. He just says whenever he gets in, he's going to, you know, show you guys that he deserves the chance. And you know what? I don't know, what great humility and kind of a family he came from, so it says a lot about what kind of kid he is.
What a guy to have as the face of the program right now because of what he's done, and because of, obviously, the goal against Ferris State, but it just kind of epitomizes your team, doesn't it?
Yeah,
he and the rest.
Yeah, he's just a hard-working kid. I think all the guys on our team probably know how valuable he is to us. You know, he penalty kills and he's good on draws. He's a good, solid, reliable center. You know, he's just kind of not flashy, but he's hard to play against and he's very reliable.
Looking forward to Philly. Best of luck. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Coach Dane Jackson, the UND hockey team, rather. Still to come. We're still early in the spring football practice schedule. That's leading up to the spring football games on April 26th. Players, though, had a chance to talk about what they saw in the early days of camp.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Cities Area Transit. We go where you go.
Did you know that riding the city bus is free for UND and Northland students?
I ride the bus so I don't have to find a parking spot, and then I'm always within an easy walking distance to all of my classes.
I'm going green, so I ride my bike everywhere. But when the weather turns bad, I take the bus. And why not? It's free.
Cities Area Transit. Enjoy the ride.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
We live in such a fast-paced world. It's always go, go, go. When I'm out for a run, it's my time. It's the best way to start your day. Crossing the line of that marathon, it's the biggest reward you can get. I want my customers to achieve their goals and go above and beyond. I'm Nikki Ladegi, and I'm one of the running experts at Shields.
UNDsports.com/Frozen4 is your home for complete coverage of UND hockey at the Frozen Four. Get access to articles, tweets, and exclusive videos, including UND Insider Weekly Extra, straight from Philadelphia. Well, spring football practice has started a bit different this year. A brand new coaching staff is now at the helm of the team, and both veteran and rookie players are already noticing a difference.
Well, I think we made progress. You know, it was just good to get out here so the guys get into a routine. You know, new coaches, a lot of players never worked with any of the coaches before, and you know, our coaches that were retained were coaching different positions. So it was just good to get out here and get into a little bit of a routine, and now it's got to be better tomorrow. What I want to see is just an energy level and enthusiasm out here, and just each individual trying to focus on their job and fit into the team concepts. You know, that's what we're looking to do, is get better a little bit every day, get a little bit better and make progress. And by the end of spring, you hope that you make a lot of progress. But that's what we're looking for. We want to go one day at a time right now.
It was good. Honestly, it was one of the warmest first day spring ball practices since I've been here, so that was a good thing. But it was a lot of excitement. You know, new coaching staff, new offense, new defense, new everything, new special teams. So it was a lot of learning today. Well, it'll be like that for the first few practices until everybody gets it down. Then it'll be a lot more, you know, getting into schemes and stuff like that. So first practice went well for everybody.
I think our guys are willing to learn. You know, it's a new offense. Defense, there's a lot of recall, but they're still going to be taught a little bit differently when you have new coaches in there teaching it. But I give our guys a lot of credit. They've been real receptive to the teaching process and the teaching ideas and trying to get better.
I feel like it leaves just a lot more of like a open feeling at any position. You know, whether you're a freshman or you're a senior, you got to come every day and work hard, and that's how it should be.
For me, I've been here for the past offense for the past 4 years, so I got real comfortable with that. So it was just like starting over. Like when I first got here, had to learn the offense from the jump, really. So, you know, for everybody, it was like a fresh start. Everybody was coming in just like we were freshmen, even if we were seniors, because we're learning something brand new. You know, it's different. It's could be more complex in some ways, easier in some ways. So I feel, you know, it's going to be good for us.
Well, you always want to see leadership move to the forefront as you go through, but when it's new, hard to identify at this time. You know, everybody just trying to learn the new system, trying to learn the new routine and all that. I think after a few days, the leadership will start showing, and obviously we want to look to our guys that have played a lot, that we hope that they show up as leaders on the team. But we'll take leadership from anybody. Everybody's responsible for some type of leadership.
It's going to be a busy week for us. Coming up, we will find out what this panel is looking forward to this week.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Burger King, where taste is king, Grand Forks Cities Area Transit, and the Ground Round.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win. But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
All right, gentlemen, let's go down the panel and see what you guys are looking forward to this week. I could only guess, maybe, at least for you, Brad.
Yes, I am looking forward to going to Philly. I think this will be the 7th Frozen Four I've been to, and as always, seeing the sights around it. I'm going to try all the cheesesteaks, figure out which one's the best, and then to Minnesota, North Dakota. I don't think anything more needs to be said about that one.
Tom?
I'm looking forward to food exploring with Schlossman, and then covering some hockey too. But I just think the Minnesota UND matchup, in a year it wasn't supposed to happen. There's just buzz around that game that you can't repeat in any other kind of setting, and it'll be pretty exciting.
I love the line from Don Lucia. Didn't he say something about, well, you have to, if it's North Dakota, Minnesota, you have to play every year. Hello. Anyway, Paul?
I obviously, as just a fan, I'm going to be here in Grand Forks chewing my nails off on Thursday. Should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. But on a non-UND note, I am looking forward to the tradition unlike any other, starting here on Thursday, the Masters.
Hear the music.
Yep, exactly. So, it's kind of the springtime ritual, and, it means that eventually, hopefully, we'll be playing golf sooner rather than later.
Masters without Tiger, though?
You know what? It doesn't matter. It'll still be great no matter what. And you know what? So you got a double bonus. You got Frozen Four, UND hockey coming up on Thursday, and Masters golf on Thursday
Brad
as well.
shaking his head.
Yeah, I don't know. Paul gets really into this stuff. I believe he asked me who was going to win last year, and me, who has not watched any of it, correctly picked the winner. So come to me for your pools. Come to me for all your betting needs this weekend. I got it.
I think it's my 15th Frozen Four.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Somewhere in that area. can't even remember.
What's your favorite one?
Oh, wow. The ones they won. For the most part.
So Providence, Rhode Island it is.
Providence, Rhode Island is my favorite city out east, no doubt. I'm looking forward to Philadelphia for sure. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This panel will return in 2 weeks, April 23rd at 8 o'clock on UNDsports.com. But next week, relive the best moments of the year as we go through all of our very best feature segments. That special will air next Wednesday at 8 p.m. on UND Sports and Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sports Network.